Hopefully I'm audible. I think I am. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Magic the Dungeoning. It's been a little bit of a break. It is currently April 30th. We are back for session number...
It's gonna be me!
14 of Season 2, Seize the Spotlight. Unfortunately, we're down one player. Computer issues, but we will power on without him all the same. Always in our hearts, always in our minds.
I love this spell. Seize the Spotlight.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, it's a great spell. We're talking magic card. So, Jasper, real quick before you start us off with the episode, folks, catch up what should be hopefully tomorrow, where you will see After Party is coming back. Woo!
Yeet.
Woo!
We do want to make a slight change that'll be on the After Party video. And that is something that involves Cauldon. I went through his stats and stuff there. I'm not going to bother here unless I get asked about it. Cauldon's color identity we confirmed, is going to change through all of his timelines, working the fact that he's got 1,000 copies that are now in a single body. Cauldon is 3,200 years old. He looks human, but he isn't. He's been a planeswalker for 300 years.
Cumulatively.
Right? And Cauldon joins the ranks of Urza Academy Headmaster and Jared Carthelion. Cauldon is Wooburg. He is white, blue, black, red, green. He is all 5 colors.
As promised.
Yeah, so I think Cauldon, Jasper, if you have the card up there, it would be appropriate. We could just put the name. I believe his new mythic level card would be Cauldon, Finally Whole.
I don't actually have the card.
That'll come out
later.
soonish.
I'll put it somewhere.
Right.
It's been a very busy week.
Oh yeah.
As always, starting new story arcs in Magic the Dungeoning is. I am terrified, as I am with every new story arc, because I'm like, oh, that it's like every different story arc is a plane taking off from an airport, and then like the ending is like landing at the station. It's the flying the plane part, easy, mostly autopilot, but it's the taking off and landing that are like we better not screw this up.
Or inevitably when the wheels come off and we all just start screaming.
It's like once a rocket ship's out of orbit, it's chill, right? But like
no.
After,
no, that's not how that works at all.
No, but like when the rocket's like lifting off, like, you know, most accidents that happen with rocket ships happen within like the first 3 seconds of ignition.
Sure, because it's something exploding.
Anyway, so we just gotta get to the takeoff. Did we do like a quasi recap? I know a lot happened last time.
Do you want me to just do a quick recap?
Sure.
Hello, everybody. Well, we should probably do introductions first.
Oh, right, yes. I am the Dungeon Master, Jasper, also known as Scraxley, joined here by 4 of my 5 total players. We have Seren, played by Danny.
Hey, how you doing?
We have Malgan, played by Sean.
Hello.
We have Farah, played by Shannon.
Hey.
And Cauldon, played by Will, again.
For the 3rd time! Sorry, for the 4th time now! Because I even played him in a one-shot.
It's good soup.
I have played every single Cauldon that has been important to the story.
Well, I mean,
I'm getting tired of this stupid
I've
asshole.
played one of them.
But also I love him. You did play one of them. You played the one I played in a one shot. You've played majority. But hello everybody. I'm Scruffy, sometimes known as Will.
Anyway,
yeah. Quick recap.
What is there to say? I mean, like, where did we even start with last session? These aren't pre-recorded.
Cauldon stepped up and fought Adria one-on-one for a hot second to try to break her concentration on a spell that would send his friends back in a time loop. He did it. He was successful, and then his friends and him worked together and beat Adria, where she was restrained by Sipha, and then ultimately Cauldon and the group took on Cauldon Complete. The long-awaited fateful showdown actually happened. The group worked together very well, managed to handle both the Echoes and the Phyrexian himself. Cauldon decided enough was enough and merged the 3 bodies into one. And now he was Cauldon and thought he was finished. He thought his journey was done. He thought Gix was the last thing. But it turns out Gix was using a cauldon as a vessel to try to attain
Corpse puppet.
right, to attain avatarhood on Toxic. Turns out my willpower way higher than Gix's, and Gix was taken over by Cauldon, and Cauldon became an avatar of perfection. Unfortunately, giving up some of his godly powers, he fought Cauldon in a fight with his friends, and they managed to fell a god. When they took him down, Cauldon assimilated the very last one. There are no other copies. Cauldon is finally a singular being. He was supposed to be erased from timeline, but the avatars really appreciated everything that he did, so they decided that they would offer him the ability to tell the story that needs to be told. If you're curious, everything up to this point is still canon, exactly as it's happened. One caveat: Seren never died against the Atonia.
But she remembers it. Oh my God, she
does remember it.
She remembers it. She remembers the feeling. She remembers all of it.
Oh, also, did we also say that you're a paladin now?
Yes, Cauldon is now
You probably
a
saw it
paladin.
in the ticker down there.
Yeah, right. I am called. Yeah, there he is. My race is wrong though.
Let them find out.
Yeah. You'll find out what my actual race is later. Also, we leveled up, but Cauldon basically offered two of his friends that he knows are planeswalkers and would trust to take care of the group in his stead if the avatars decided he was not to be kept in the timeline. And Mullen decided that no, Cauldon has earned his spot and that the avatars feel like they found their champion. So Cauldon has been put back, a timeline has been written, and Cauldon took an oath to make sure his time now belongs to his friends as well. And he will walk with the group once more, who, as I guess, the leader and protector that he was always meant to be. So Cauldon is an Oath of the Watchers paladin. Sorry. Oath of the Watchers. Yeah, I was right. I know it has to do a lot with like fiends, aberrations, like fae and celestials. Cauldon doesn't really care about creature types, but the idea of stopping threats to other planes, super within his wheelhouse.
Yeah.
It's like what he's been doing. So it felt appropriate. When D&D 1 comes out, we might make him a custom class.
When one D&D comes out, this campaign
because I don't want
ends.
to fucking change.
I don't want to think about.
Class.
I mean, not to get too much of a tangent, but the newest 1D&D stuff pretty neat, and I'm like, maybe we will convert. But then I'm like, maybe I shouldn't.
Yeah. So my friend showed up for dinner.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, where we left off is that you were outside the moon house, kind of like about to head in for a meal and just basically to decompress from all of it. All of it.
Yeah. You all get to know Cauldon. He's literally no different than how you have known him. So there.
Same himbo, different day.
He's prettier.
Just yeah. Now, real pretty.
You all thought I drew him as a Disney princess before.
You haven't even begun to fight.
And for those of curious, I am high enough level that I have my aura of vigilance.
You.
That's the. I was hoping.
You all add my proficiency bonus to your initiative checks. So Farrah gets a +9 to her initiative rolls.
Holy fuck! You're so fast.
She just go fast.
By the way, that does stack with similar.
Want to see me do it again?
You're so lame.
You also have your other aura too, right?
They're the same radius.
Yes. Yeah. I'm sorry. Aura of the Sentinel. You emit an aura of alertness while you aren't incapacitated. When you and any creature of your choice within 10 feet of you roll initiative, you all gain a bonus to initiative equal to your proficiency bonus. So I am minimum +4. I say minimum because I have no dex, so I am +4. Everybody else is plus a lot.
Yo, if anyone wants to take like that alert feat, don't.
I don't know about that alert feat, but I am looking at that one mind one. The one that says you can't forget anything ever, and you always
You know
which
the
way is
next
north?
feed I'm going to take is
Keen
probably
mind.
alert,
Yeah,
right?
keen mind.
Don't do it. Don't do the key mind thing.
I'm gonna so do it. I just want to do
Don't
it.
do it.
I want to do it just because I see the smile fading upon our DM's face.
I almost took it.
Yeah, honestly, I
Almost.
could see that for her because she's a cop. Ha.
You have 3 players that wanted to take it and didn't.
Keen Mind is a very fun feat. Except that, like, other than that one thing, it does nothing. It's like, it's a strong feat, but it's also a garbage feat in my mind. And I'm glad they nerfed the hell of it at 1D&D. Another nail in the coffin of 5th edition. Anyway, let's get back on task.
Yes.
Cauldon, you had just opened the door to see some familiar faces before you, as you were sitting down to enjoy dinner with your biological family.
I imagine my mother, Sorcha, calls out, like, who is at the door? And Cauldon, not loud enough for his family to hear it, but loud enough for them to hear it. I have another new accent for this idiot.
He
leans
to
up again.
God.
No, not like an actual accent. I have a different voice. He leans up against the doorway, just looks at him. And again, loud enough that they can hear it, but not loud enough that his family can't hear. He just goes, the rest of my family's here. And he just shouts into his mother, get more plates. We have guests. And he pulls everybody inside to have dinner with him.
Sipha's not with us, is she?
Nope, she is.
She is. I need to talk to her.
Oh, yes, please talk to her. Get her away from me.
What's cooking, Cauldon?
What?
What's
Actually,
for dinner?
Long time no see, friend. Or is it not a long time no see?
But what do we remember for the timeline right now? Does it just it's same for us, but it's different for him, right?
It's everything for him, 2 of them for you.
Yeah, every Cauldon that's ever existed, I have all of their memories.
Nice.
You have to intentionally tap into them, but yeah.
So as of right now, the memories I have is my memories with you guys. So of Crystal Cauldon and Cauldon of mostly season 2.
Cauldon 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, and technically Cauldon complete.
Cauldon 0.
So yeah, he would just pull you guys inside. There's probably pork, beef, and chicken.
Ooh.
There's just a choice for everybody.
Beef, pork, chicken.
And as they all come in, Cauldon puts his hand on Sipha's shoulder, and he goes, I have to ask, why were you here? You were looking for me, weren't you?
She, like, looks down for, like she's remembering for a moment, and then she's like, Oh no. Right, before everything. I had originally come, well,
Seeking my aid,
yes.
I assumed.
But maybe
Why
this
don't we
is
have dinner? We could talk afterwards.
Yeah, maybe this is a planeswalker-only conversation, if you catch my meaning.
I mean, my family knows that the multiverse exists, so it's fine. But anyway, come on in. I stop everyone and I go, by the way, Holmes is alive. No, he's not a Phyrexian. He's completely fine.
You get a big wink from Sipha.
Seren is just squinting. Forever suspicious.
I swear, guys, I'm totally healthy. I went to the doctor's this morning. He totally wasn't a eugenicist.
He didn't give me a shot full of some weird black.
We are in the timeline where none of my family's Phyrexianized, right?
Well, good.
That's what Cauldon would want.
Does that mean we officially stopped everything? Phyrexians have not laid but a foot upon this place.
I believe I left the history intact, but the avatars have forced them all out.
That's good. That's relieving. You must feel nice to not be worried about getting stabbed in the back again.
With my luck, I still will.
I'll have a fork ready.
He chuckles. He goes, actually, I can heal myself now.
Oh, wait, really? She looks closely at you. You do seem different than before.
So, to describe Cauldon a little bit, actually, You all would notice that he has, I believe, I might be pronouncing this incorrectly, he has heterochromia.
Oh,
So Cauldon has 2 different colored eyes. He's got 1 gray, 1 green,
Just like for
And-
both halves of his family.
right? His hair is short and slicked back. Actually, literally as mine is right now. He has a normal Caucasian skin tone.
no
Uh,
longer pink.
It's got tones of pink to it, but
Shoot.
definitely not as much as before.
So do
The
all
other,
y'all.
the other big thing that stands out is underneath his right eye, he has a black scar.
She kind of like walks around you in a circle, kind of like a vulture.
Besides that, he looks pretty, like he's looked pretty much the same as he always has. His jawline's a little more chiseled. He seems to hold himself a bit better. And actually he makes the joke of like, are you checking out the goods?
You're
Mm-hmm.
human?
Yeah,
Human now.
yeah.
Oh.
In all
Okay,
fairness,
check.
Cauldon is not 100% sure what he is. So human sounds right.
See, this is all
there
fun
is
and
a-
games until he winds up in eternity.
There is an air of something about him, like human. He's telling you human, but Cauldon's not even sure. You can hear
Mhm.
the uncertainty in
It
his
might-
voice, where he's just like,
Ooh, perception.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear that.
yeah. And as he, as he like sits down and everybody talks, and he just goes, Rosine, you're gonna have that stuff that I need done for tomorrow, right?
You're
Remember
leaving-
the shield? Remember the shield mechanism?
Yeah, I've totally got that done. Already. Yeah, I totally took care of
Insight
it.
check.
She's bullshitting. She totally forgot to start.
She has the air of a woman who's going to be up late tonight.
Look, I just need it before I leave, which I don't know when that'll be, but there's other things I've got to do.
Well, don't worry, I'll stay up late too to help.
Oh, you two would be lovely to work together. I think you should do it.
I
don't know,
look at
Late
Malkin.
into the night.
I look at Malkin and I go, you and I need to have a chat already. She might be my older sister, but I just look at Rosine. Are you actually even seeing anybody?
I
We just start getting to the real embarrassing
meant to help
conversations.
with a
When would I have
shield.
time, Cauldon?
I meant to help
I don't
with a
know.
shield.
What happened?
Are you seeing someone?
He goes, yes.
Himself.
Oh,
And
Yeah,
like,
I'm seeing someone. She just goes to a different plane.
she's on a different stratum.
my ASMR girlfriend from Ravnica.
Cauldon thinks back, and technically speaking, he probably has a bunch of different lovers
Wow, what a
from
hoe.
his other timelines, and like his other copies, and so he just sits there and he goes, let's put it this way, as of right now, no. But I'm never against it. One
Yeah,
comes
and
along,
I'm not
sure.
against it either.
Does she look at Malkin as she says that?
No.
Good.
They don't know each other yet. He hasn't given her the Riz yet.
I literally was just talking about the shield.
I know.
That's what he says.
But I also
we
know
don't
my
believe
family.
You.
Is
We
that
don't
the
believe
Riz
you,
of
darling.
Kaldheim?
All right. Basically, Cauldon tunes the 5 of you in. I gave her
this
the shield
remarks, Erling's
designs.
going to then leave the room with a sort of like semi-disgusted expression on his face.
Yes, but you know what makes me feel better? Cauldon was never a convicted murderer in this timeline, so he no longer gets picked on in school.
Aww.
Aw.
Cauldon,
Still an
Cauldon's
emo
family's
kid
not-
though.
Oh, absolutely. Nothing would change his personality. But now he doesn't have friends by choice. It's no longer that he gets picked on because of his big brother.
Yeah, he's now he's now the high school Chad because his brother's so fucking cool. And if anyone talks shit about him, Cauldon's going to send 75 echoes at their location, approaching very rapidly.
I can't wait till Cauldon gets a random ass ability just called echolocation.
Seren is sitting at the table and she's going to start just stuffing her mouth with meat. She is so fucking hungry. When was the last time we sat down and had real food? When?
Chronologically
the-
speaking, 3 days
the-
ago. Well, yesterday.
Yeah, 3 days ago.
It was actually no, it was like 2 days. Yeah, it was 2 days ago because chronologically
Long.
speaking, you had the fight with the Avatar. The day before that was like you were going to Mullen to hang out, and then before that you were eating here with the Moons. From a narrative perspective, it was like eating at the Moons. The whole bad thing happens. Mullen. 40 days, 40 nights.
So the three of us are ravenous.
I need to talk to Holmes too.
You need to talk to Holmes. What?
Oh, Cauldon does have presents for each of you. Basic presents. I'm going with non-magical versions of the things I talked with you about,
Nope.
Jasper. Okay.
You have the opportunity to give us magic, and you bat. No, I'm joking.
I basically after we're done eating, Cauldon like calls all of you to the room. Like we're sitting down and like the Moons share stories about Cauldon, embarrassing shit. Cauldon then comes up and he only technically speaking, what I would like to do in the time before we move on to the next part of the story, Cauldon now that he has a better understanding of psionic powers because he has so many timelines, trains with Farah again. But now like they learn new shit about each other. Cauldon does eventually hand a metal plate. It's a metal plate with designs on it to Seren. And he goes, for some reason I feel like we're not going to be here long enough. These are all 16 constellations of toxic.
She looks at the plate for a bit and looks back at him and gives a smile and a nod. And she pulls out a small little stone and a little chisel, and you see her start getting to work replicating both of them.
As he sits there, he goes, and by the way, he points to one, and it's got 7 points on it. And as he draws out the shape for you, he says, that is the constellation of the Protector. That's my birth sign.
It's pretty fitting, if you ask me.
Looking
Not as
back,
cool as the
yeah.
Artisan constellation, but to each their own.
The Odyssean constellation.
I point to the one that looks like, I believe paintbrush.
I was going with anvil raised.
That's what it was. It was the anvil. I forgot. And that's Rosine's sign.
I didn't realize all of you had a constellation system to be born under. That's very interesting.
We don't track months or days on this plane.
Uh-huh.
Instead, watching the rotations of the constellations.
How old are you then?
I'm 32 rotations of the Protector constellation.
Well, Koya, how old are you?
I am 30. I am 30 in real life.
I see how it is.
Well, thank you, Golden. This is a fine gift.
And I talked to Holmes already for you, Malkin, because I know exactly what you want. Holmes,
What
he
are
wants
you
he
on
wants
about?
a spell or he wants the spell or two that we talked about.
He looks at Malgan, looks back at you, and is just like skeptic.
Just give him one, please.
I'm a bit of a collector.
I mean, look at his tattoos. They're so cool. Think about it this way. One of your spells, Holmes, is gonna be on somebody's skin.
Is that how you transcribed them? I was wondering what the tattoos were for.
It is. I like to collect one from each plane.
Malgan. I don't know if all of these are wizard spells, per se.
Give him a sorcerer spell. Do it.
I don't know if any of which these are wizard spells, but he does have a few. Out of the spells I think would be applicable would be Steel Wind Strike, Kinetic Jaunt, Mirror Image, or Zephyr Strike.
Kinetic Jaunt is pretty cool. Is that the Witherbloom spell? Not the Witherbloom. The
It
The
gives you
Quandrix
plus
spell?
10 movement speed. You don't provoke opportunity attacks. You can move through the space of another creature, and it doesn't count as difficult terrain. If you end your turn in another creature's space, you are shunted to the last unnecubit space, and you take 1d8 force damage. Basically, it's like level 2 haste, or it's like freedom of movement crossed with a little bit of haste.
He just gets mirror image, and there's 5 of them on the battlefield.
4.
4 sword wizards. What could go wrong?
Steel Wind Strike and Zephyr Strike. I feel like make the most sense.
Oh yeah, Steel Wind Strike if you don't already have it.
That's what I was taking for my level up, but I figured that's why I'm saying I'll just take both.
Yeah, take both.
Hey.
Hell yeah.
And then pick 2 more. I don't give a shit. Go at it.
Hey.
I mean, it was Kinetic Jaunt and what?
Steel
that
Wind
one?
Strike. I'm sorry, Mirror Image.
Mirror Image. Okay, I have that too already. That's fine. I get Kinetic Jaunt and Zephyr Strike that are new as well.
His
Hell yeah.
spellbook's like the size of something that could fit in a pocket. It's written really tiny, so he's like transcribing it out to you.
Hey, Jasper.
Mm-hmm.
Because I realized I can't give something to everybody. Can I, the training I do with Farah, can I impart something very specific?
What do you have in mind?
Farah and Cauldon share similar values, right?
I mean, she lacks 2 that you have, but like, go ahead.
Cauldon specifically
Green and
trains
blue.
her on how to use the Paradox Perfected.
Just in case.
So basically, if Cauldon ever goes down, she can summon it herself.
Would you
So-
allow her to attune to it? I'm sorry. Would the Cauldons inside the sword like to allow Farah to attune to it?
Does that break my attunement?
Yes.
Then no. But they will allow her in the future if it's needed.
Yeah. If
And
you
I
go
actually think that among all the Cauldons, a Farah pops up. And basically Cauldon's like, now search deep for something extra. And an echo of Farah appears next to her. That is the power that's contained inside that blade.
Oh.
In my last will, if I ever fall, that goes to you. I want you to carry on my will.
That seems too powerful for me, but all right.
Kill him. Get the sword.
His will to live.
His bill
So-
to live.
Yeah, so Cauldon, but basically, as you're holding it, you're like, such responsibility. Cauldon just goes, opens his hand, and it just reforms in his. Cauldon's armor also is updated.
You gotta kill him to get the sword.
I
I'll
have
do
to
it.
die.
No, I'm kidding. I won't.
Listen,
Actually,
listen.
I don't think you could stop me.
I know. I'm
Functionally
kidding. I'm kidding.
speaking,
I'm not.
Given the upper hand, she could probably deal a lot of damage on turn 1.
Would be a shame if I was resistant to psychic damage again.
It would be a shame if she had uncanny dodges for days.
She can only dodge one attack.
Yeah, but like what? I'm gonna scroll through. Anyway, before I
Yeah.
incite more PvP, before the PvP actually needs to happen,
Can
can we fight?
I want to wait until your enchant scene is done.
After a while, Cauldon, basically the next day would start when we can all talk with Sipha, and Cauldon gives a gift. Cauldon gets a gift from Rosine, of which I can explain that. I think it's cool, and gives a gift to Merrick.
Over the night, Malgan, while you are busy transcribing the spell, Rosine took a chance to examine your axe.
Again,
Axe. While you're transcribing the spell, you hear like a surprised yelp come from her like forge, and it kind of alerts you to what she's doing.
Run.
As you like walk over, you see her kind of just like standing like a good like 3 feet from the axe with her hands up with a surprised look on her face.
What did you do?
No, nothing. Just lining up the edge. The axe said something to me. I think. I don't know. Maybe I'm just tired. Maybe I'm losing it, but I could have sworn it was. It's like it was critiquing me or something.
I'm gonna go to the axe.
He's gonna put the axe in timeout.
All right, you are in front of the axe. It's currently lying on the table next to the grindstone.
Just gonna poke it. Speak again.
Hey, do the thing.
No response from it.
Your own axe doesn't like you enough to talk to you, but it talks to some random bitch it met for like 3 minutes.
Whoa!
In form of-
Random bitch.
In the form of a
It's my
criticism.
sister.
Was it a good criticism?
He just told me to strengthen up my grip. I feel like it said something about like me holding like a wet fish. I don't know. It was all of a sudden. Did you? Oh wait, you believe me?
Yes.
Why?
Against my better judgment. You don't seem like someone who would lie.
You're cauldon's sister, and I like him.
Fair enough. So, I think I'm done working on it. I probably
fine.
should.
I'm done with that now. You can take it.
I think I'm gonna finish up on my brother's shield, if that's all right with you.
Yeah, that's fine.
This is the coolest thing I've ever come up with.
I'm gonna go talk to my axe in the corner until it speaks to me.
You do
Just
that.
Noggin stroking an axe head. He's like, come on, fucker, talk to me. You have a tattoo needle in one hand, talking to your axe in the other, just jabbing your skin.
Deep into the night, probably around 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Malvin, you hear a knock on your door.
I'll open it. Still tattooing myself. Fifth
Good
level
evening.
spells are big.
Good evening. I've been awake for a little while now, as I've already done my rest for the night. And I couldn't stop thinking about you.
Oh.
Oh?
You see, and she kind of just walks into your room while kind of talking. You see,
Noggin's just like, is this happening? Is this actually
The
happening?
Riz of
Fuck.
Kaldheim.
You tell them you're a Viking once.
you see, and she's talking to her hand, kind of like looking up and kind of walking into the room. I haven't heard of many people physically writing their spells into themselves to keep records or anything of the thing. And she stops and she turns around. I haven't heard other people who do such a thing since I've met you. And I'm just curious how it works, and
Well,
forgive me if it's a little forward, but may I look at them? May I touch them?
Sure.
The ones in your left arm are still a little bit raw.
Mm-hmm.
Right arm out.
Yeah.
Call it. She's going to kind of look from the top of your shoulders to down to your wrist, and she's going to trace her fingers along them. And can I do an Arcana check to see if I could like read the spell,
Go ahead.
or if I could try to like identify how this works first before asking any questions?
Yeah, give me an Arcana check.
I'm too excited.
So, I'll describe what you see pictorially.
Yeah.
Though somehow this process of inking one's body translates to the same effect that someone's, like, say, a spell book would, what's lays before you is a series of tattoos like an unending tapestry that tells a series of stories or images through artwork. Now, you're not sure what most of these stories mean. However, you see a couple of these images and you're like, oh, that's probably the story for, the haste spell. That's probably the story for the hold person spell. And you recognize a few of them. But how it works, you're not quite sure. You think that maybe Malikan is just memorizing the spells based on narrative rather than word.
You're a poet upon your own skin, your own author.
As any good dwarf from Kaldheim is.
This is a Kaldheim tradition.
One I'd like to start.
Oh, I see.
We're all storytellers. We're famous for it. We like to have competitions, long ones.
Really?
I once knew a man who could tell his story for days. Breathless. Not a single breath he took.
Joke's on him. It's just Cauldon. It was Kaldheim Cauldon. So then, Sean, flavor question.
Sure.
Sorry to cut you off, Danny. Do your tattoos light up when you cast the spells? Like, do they come to life when you cast these?
Yes, I think we talked about that.
How they fucking
Okay,
do.
so when you cast things like Booming Blade and Haste, we actually would see the tattoos come to life.
Yep.
Cool. That's very cool.
You see, the reason why I'm curious is because my three people do a similar kind of thing, where, and I was just wondering if it was one and the same, and how you channel your magic through it. You see, upon my people, we tattoo a continuous spell through all of us to keep our magic going. Some are lucky enough to be born with this magic directly, and it is a mark that kind of extends as their own magic grows and they hit important life marks, but it is pretty much a never-ending spell that is weaving and telling, kind of like yours.
Do you have one of these?
She kind of reaches to her top shoulder and pulls down her robe a little bit, and on the back of her back shoulder blade there's this
Joestar tattoo.
yeah, visibly glowing. It doesn't look like much on the surface unless maybe looked at closer. It kind of just looks like someone got like a paintbrush and made like almost like a comet like up her shoulder blade, and it's glowing and sparkling magic. And you realize that the reason why she probably wears so much thick like feathers and stuff at the top on the top of her armors is probably to suppress the actual glow that it's giving off.
Okay. Can I also roll Arcana?
Sure.
Nat 20. Is this bitch lying?
That was a 9 on the die.
It's a 17.
Plus 4
What
proficiency.
the fuck?
Plus 4
I'm a
proficiency.
wizard.
Plus 4 intelligence.
That makes sense.
So, from what you can observe from this glance and this vertical slice of this one person, it is it's a type of magic similar to the way you tattoo your body, but not the same. Whereas you tattoo stories, this seems to be more innate, more almost natural, like a birthmark almost. Not so much tattooed, but something that appeared on Seren's body. You think back to when she activates her star form, that these markings are all over her. And this seems to be a more muted version of that same sort of magic, whatever magic it is. Not language that you can decipher, but you can definitely get a sense for whatever this arcane phenomena is. It is potent.
Very cool. Okay. I cut you off. I'm sorry.
But it is safe to say that Zeren seems pretty good at wielding it, and she seems to imply that this isn't just a phenomena of hers alone.
Okay.
A little bit of information on her people
Right.
through deduction.
So
you're
I
muted.
was just more curious to see how it worked for you, because on me, there are a few like myself where we are born of pure magic. We're born of pure magic. And it kind of, again, it grows naturally on us, but the rest of my people, they are imprinted with this magic at a young age to continue the longevity of this spell, to keep the magic within our people.
Okay.
So I was just, I don't know. I've been planeswalking for a long time now, and things are so much different from where I once was. I was just wondering if there was any kind of familiarities with it.
Does there seem to be? It seems different, at least. Mostly.
Something like a convergent evolution, but magically.
Right.
Yeah. It's very refined. It's very personalized. It's beautiful.
Are you talking about his or yours? I'm very confused.
Oh, yours.
Okay.
She was talking about hers and then started talking about yours.
The Riz of Amirius.
Very confused for a second.
Am I getting a compliment? Or is she complimenting herself?
You'll never know in an enigmatic elf.
Yes.
I mean, they're both. Yeah. This is a talent I picked up while I was working with the giants back on my plane.
Oh,
Mm.
what
Interesting.
are these people called?
Sean
Google.
forgets.
Nah, I got you, bro.
Same.
Wait, what are we talking about? I'm sorry, zoned out.
Go good.
The
I'm just
Kaldheim
rizzing
giants
up,
are
I'm just
referred
rizzing
by
up Malkin real quick.
the Kaldheim
Just-
giants are referred to as a specific thing.
Jotun?
It's also it's a specific group upon those specific giants.
I'm so sorry. I can pretend I didn't ask.
As like Oscar the Freezing Flames group.
One of his groups. Osgir's
yeah.
weird.
Oh, okay. So instead of asking that question, that will require a lot of research because you know what? That question leads to nowhere.
How did you learn? How did you learn of this?
Vela mages.
I don't know much about your planet or your people, but I know types of people tend to keep for themselves. How did you convince giants to give you their people's secrets?
That's quite a long story.
That wouldn't be something that happens back home.
It's not something that happens where I'm from either. Let's just say I was very convincing. And persistent.
Rizduff, a
It's
female.
mostly persistent.
Good story.
You're gonna have to
I-
tell me sometime.
Absolutely.
One last thing, if I do may go, just because
Sure.
your magic is so similar but so different. What is your favorite story you've put into yourself? What makes you sing your own stories? What's your proudest triumph?
Making girls clap.
Probably the one that ignited my spark.
She like sits on your bed and gets comfortable.
Cauldon shows up for this story. Cauldon had no interest in the rest of it. He would have been, but
Actually, Cauldon, while you're reposing, you get a knock at your door around the same time.
oh. Yeah. Well, come on in.
You open the door to see. The door opens to reveal Sipha, who looks uncomfortable, like antsy, almost.
The day's come where I've died, isn't it?
I'll try not to kill you.
It's about earlier. Come on in. Cauldon takes the moment to like sit up and immediately he's like, oh shit, and puts a shirt on. Just a shirt, no bottoms. No, he would absolutely be wearing pants to bed. But he's like, oh.
I'd like to ask you a favor, but you need to trust me.
Oh boy.
Danny, Sean, carry on.
Okay.
Oh. Oh.
We're about to go back and Cauldon's gonna be stabbed again.
Oh no.
I'm just gonna have another sword coming through my back going, son of a bitch!
Every, like, the thousands of Cauldon inside you are like, fucking, we called it.
have
We
been
said
stabbed.
behind you!
How did you receive your spark? I know most of the parties is pretty
Danny
traumatizing.
beat me to the punch. I also wanted to have this moment with Malkin where like actual
you.
bonding.
What'd you call it?
Mine came from extreme elation and wonder.
Uh,
A rarity among many. I'm hoping maybe you've had the same.
mine was a triumphant moment, I want to say. A quick story, or a synopsis. The reason I went to go train with the giants. I was born among the red-aligned dwarves. And they're very about tradition, combat. However, I wanted to explore and discover and wanted to see more. So I traveled the world to learn how to mix my magic curiosity with the combat that my family loved so much. And so that's how I decided to fight the way I do now.
It's
So
very graceful and beautiful.
Thank you. It took a long time to master. And once I did, I returned home to face the leader of our clan. And while we were fighting, before we had even completed the fight, my spark ignited, and I was gone.
How long did it take for you to get home?
I have not gone home.
I'm sorry. I know that's difficult.
Oh, do you?
It's a choice. I feel I proved what I needed to.
Don't you? Doesn't it make you worry leaving them for so long? Or how long have you been a planeswalker? To be quite honest, last count after 20.
Jasper, I need some help here, I forget.
Same. I know sometime after 20.
Seren has
I
been
know.
traveling for
Oh,
30.
shoot.
Malgan has been traveling for at least 5.
How long? Because I was on Ravnica for a while.
Right, yeah, which is why I say at least 5. I know you were there for not Ravnica, but like Return to Ravnica is when you kind of showed up, and that was like 5 years ago.
Yeah, because Asperia was still there.
Yup.
And, who was the Guild Pact?
At that time, it was Jace.
Okay.
At the very end. Oh my god. No, no, you were on Ravnica for Maze's End.
I was on Ravnica for, like, all the input
While,
shit.
yeah. All of the
I don't
bad
know the
stuff.
exact amount of I don't know the exact length of time. Anyway, it's probably written down somewhere.
About 5.
Yeah, about 5.
So, but even with 5, do you ever get anxious about them being without you?
Well,
You seem of importance to your people.
I had already been away from them for at least 50 years before I came back home.
That's understandable.
So 5 years is nothing.
That is comforting to think about, though. You'll be able to go back with open arms.
Little do I know.
Little does she know.
Yeah, right. Ugh.
Uh.
I don't know. Danny, the player, doesn't know what's going on with Magic War either. We'll find out later.
Wait, what?
No, we're already past Kaldheim in our story.
That's why that's what I mean.
He doesn't
What
know.
happened? He doesn't know.
He doesn't know about the Doomscar.
No, Doomscars happen all the time.
No, but the Doomscar.
I wouldn't say they happen all the time.
Darn it. Sean's like,
Tell
who's
that to
Tibble?
the recent Magic story. 4 of them opened up on the same place Tyvar was fighting.
I just hope they weren't on Axgard.
Malkin just sitting here be like, damn, I do love Valky being alive and shit.
I'll say this. There is mention in the Kaldheim story that all of the races of Kaldheim came together to fight against the Phyrexians. And they mentioned dwarves, giants, humans, and elves.
They got
So,
that W, though.
I was about to say this. Axgard's probably destroyed. But
It's pretty dope.
that happens during March of the Machine.
We're not there yet.
We are not. Real quick tangent. I like how Harald, the Elven King, is on the boats. They're flying towards battle, and he goes, "We are normally enemies, and tomorrow we will be. But today, it's these guys." And they just fly into battle on boats that fly through the air.
Good lord.
It was and with Valkyrie, it's just like, "You bitches ready?" Ah!
Kaldheim was a good plane.
Kaldheim is a good plane. I hope we go back
I
soon.
want to go
Actually,
one day. But
Well, it is good to hear then you can go back with open arms. It's really
Agreed.
comforting for you.
I hope so. I hope they know what happened. At least a little.
I'm sure they know you wouldn't just abandon them without any word. I'm sure that they know that you're okay and know you'll be back.
Wonder if they think I used my magic to teleport away on purpose.
It
Oof.
seems like it would be very dishonorable. It doesn't seem in your nature.
dishonor on you, dishonor on your cow.
You're very much like You're very similar to the Rat Vive back home.
Do
They're-
explain?
They're a clan of my people. They also align themselves with what I've come to understand is red and white mana.
Oh,
red, white, or red, green?
I'm
Red, white.
actually white blue. I don't know about what you're talking about.
But they were warrior bards.
Oh,
I
Oh.
guess that's another reason why I was enamored by you so quickly. You remind me so much of the people back home.
Oh, sing is for pussies.
you should take me there to meet them.
No, you'll be
I'm
murdered.
very interested.
That's not really a thing that will ever happen.
Oh.
The sentiment is appreciated, but no, absolutely not.
But
Malky's
it
just like,
does-
all
it
right,
brings-
fuck you too.
It brings me great joy to see their spirit in other places, though.
Is-
Uh,
Oh my fucking god, you killed him!
The autism came out.
Everybody just got into a glimpse of what Danny's like in the dating phases of the relationship.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Just the No, no, this has been amazing, but no.
She's like, yeah, you remind me a lot of my people from back home. And he's like, I'd love to see
Well, I
something.
shouldn't-
And she's like, yeah, ew.
Yeah, no.
Absolutely not.
It's not you, it's me, I promise.
Refuses
sorry.
to elaborate.
All right, go. Let's move on.
I am asking you to elaborate if you didn't hear.
Oh, try to say it again because I couldn't hear.
I mean,
Gotta remember the flow. Is there a specific reason? I think might have been what I said.
Yes, it is.
Well, my people are a very private kind of people, very isolationist upon my home. The fact that I was even able to spark out is a wonder on its own, let alone getting back in.
Have you not been home?
I can't find my way home.
You hear the words, "Come home, star child," ring through your ears and your memory.
We have
That's when she did the legend lore, right?
a protection around our plane back home.
Oh.
My home is not welcoming to outsiders. Outsiders destroyed us millennia ago.
And how
Thank-
did you? Does the barrier have anything to do with your marks?
As long as the mark and the magic is flowing through our people, the spell around our home will survive on. Coming here was foolish. Maybe I guess I was craving a bit of familiarity, and I saw your markings, and I guess I was just wondering if it was the same.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to pry.
I pried first. To be fair, sometimes I get a little ahead of myself. It's always been that's how I sparked. When I saw the most gorgeous, breathtaking falling star going across our skies one night, I just ran towards it as fast as I can with wild abandon. I didn't have things to do that way. I didn't care. I just went after it because I wanted to know what it was. I wanted to see how far it went. And then I was gone. So I really should actually learn to stop shoving my hands in or my nose where it doesn't belong without any thought.
Well, maybe it's been a good thing. Think about how many people you've been able to affect since that day. And your mark still flows. And that should mean the barrier's still up too, right?
You know, maybe you're right. That's a good way to look at it. It is always a little bit of a bittersweet feeling. Whenever I try to go home, if I can't reach it, that's how I know it's still safe. I think I should take more comfort in that. Thank you.
Of course. I'm glad I could shed some insight.
I spent so long by myself when I first left. 15 years, 20 years, perhaps the whole 30. I really ran into all of you all for the first time when the wars were happening and everyone was trying to get others planeswalkers and their sparks, and I still don't really know what was going on with that, but they were all after us. So it's only very recent I'm running in with groups. I'm not the best at it, but I never thought about my impact on the others.
From what I can see, it's been great. Of course.
She stands up and walks to the door and kind of turns the handle. Thank you, Malgan. You have
Have
a
a nice
great
night.
wisdom about you.
Thank
And she
you.
leaves.
Cauldon steps through. You bitch!
So how did you planeswalk?
Hey there, it's Will. I hope you are enjoying the episode. If you are, leave a comment, and subscribe so you don't miss any of our other content. You can find us anywhere you listen to podcasts, YouTube, and Twitch. Now, back to the episode.
Yeah, she asks you for a favor, but she needs you to trust her first.
Oh, God. All right, yep, sure. I mean, yes, I'll trust you.
How do I put this? So, I have this, well, I guess the best way I could put it would be, a condition. As you might have noticed, I haven't really been eating a lot of, food since we've been spending time together. And, it's been a while since I've had my own way to, feed.
You require sustenance of a certain kind.
Yes, and I understand if it's a lot to ask. I can see if I can ask someone else, like maybe Pharaoh or Merrick, if they're...
Look, it's fine. My
Sure.
blood is just blood. Yeah. Would you like me to turn away?
That's another thing. I'm not like, what other planes, vampires are like.
We have all kinds of races here. So we've got vampires, half vampires. I think we even have a quarter vampire who in one of the courts.
You see, I don't really drink lifeblood, as it were.
Then what do you drink?
I need you to think of your happiest memory. And then relax.
Really? So you not only can manipulate emotions, but can feed on them?
In a matter of speaking, yes. All emotions, really, but negative ones are... No, they carry negative connotations with them.
Cauldon closes his eyes and goes to a timeline where he is actually with somebody he loves. So I imagine on Tarkir, where he was a runner, the reason he was running from Cauldon Complete, knowing that he couldn't defeat him, was he wanted to get home to his wife. Probably somebody who belonged in the same clan as him, realistically knowing Cauldon probably from the teamer side of things. So he'd be running back toward Dragon Lord Atarka's lair, attempting to get back before the Echo Catapult would kill him. And I assume that he's got somebody he loves there. Probably a very strong man, because Cauldon's demisexual.
Let's go.
And yeah, so then I just imagine spending time with somebody that I love.
So as you think of that memory and you hold that idea in your mind, you feel a hand rest on your chest. You feel a warmth building in your stomach. And then there is this moment where it feels like
A blade comes through my back.
falling. And you lose the ability to conjure any significant emotion towards this memory. Like it is literally like as if it were losing saturation within your mind's eye. And
That's what
afterwards you feel hollow about it. Hollow in general. But on the other hand, when you open your eyes, she looks relieved. almost tingling.
That is a scary power.
I'm sorry. It's just been a while.
No, don't. I will always help those in need. It is regardless of what they need to do that. When I fought against Skylar on Zimt, I didn't do that because I thought he would be a good challenge for me. Was he? Yes. He bested me. He taught me something that I will always remember from the day that I walk from this stratum to the next plane. But I will always help those who need help.
Really? No matter what?
Within reason. I'm not killing anybody. Not those who don't deserve it.
I'll keep
I've
that in
come
mind.
back. I'm back with a new power, a new purpose. I've seen what the end of my time looks like. And if I can go out on a high note, that's all I can ask for. But for right now, the new Titans have let me reach the end of my time and let me put myself back together. So the best I can do is let them see the end of their timelines. Let them see what their stories have to tell.
That's good to hear. I might ask you for some series of big favors tomorrow. But for now, you should
Oh, boy.
rest. You might wake up with a bit of a headache.
May I ask you a question?
Sure.
Will that memory ever feel the same again?
He just looks away silently.
You don't have to bear your burdens alone.
I know
You are not
it's-
alone.
It's just hard to accept that, I guess. Anyway, I
Have a
should
good night.
be going.
Have a good night, Sipha.
She leaves very quickly.
Cauldon thinks about the idea that because he has so many different memories and ideas that he is the perfect person for this. But there is a large part of him that thinks about, especially everything that Rosine said, where like Cauldon doesn't have a next of kin. There is no son or daughter or child. This is it. This is Cauldon's life. And the idea that he's lost that memory completely does sadden him, but he knows he's doing it for a good reason.
It's only a little fucked up.
Cauldon has difficulty going back to sleep, but he does eventually. And then we wake up in the next morning.
So the group of you gather within the common area of the Moon household.
When you guys all wake up, Serana's in the kitchen with your mom making breakfast because she's been awake since before sunset because she only needs to sleep for 4 hours.
Farah, as you're making your way downstairs, you pass by Sipha, and she just seems so guilty. But then when she passes by you, you just get this look of confusion.
Is everything all right, Sipha?
How are you doing that?
Doing what?
Oh, your blessing!
Suppressing your emotions.
You're Bella Swan, baby!
No, her blessings are people can't detect her thoughts or emotions.
Yeah, Bella
And-
Swan to Edward Cullen!
Oh,
Is that literally the thing? I fucking hate Twilight.
yeah.
I love Twilight.
I read the first book, but it was forever ago.
I read all of them. And
What do you mean?
Last time we had a real time to, spend time together, I was able to, sense you like a beacon. You were just this big ball of anxiety. Now there's nothing.
I mean, it's much the same, but
Now I'm just working through it.
Yes, and I'm just supposed to believe that you've mastered the ability to suppress emotions to a significant extent that at literally, she reaches out and touches his shoulder, this distance I can't detect them.
I'm holding on to you, and there's nothing. No, the hamster died. That's what happened. Sorry.
I think training
Trading with
gave
who?
me a divine blessing.
I disappear for a couple of weeks, go do my own thing, do some soul searching, and you end up mastering the ability of duplicity.
Surprise!
But did you say divine blessing? What were you all doing after Tulash?
Oh, girl, would you like to know?
She leans up against the wall. We've got a couple of seconds before they get impatient.
Can we have a recap of what happened? 'Cause
You went to Theros. We fought and contained Titans. The gods decided to bless us. That's the TLDR.
Right. Oh, well, so you see, there was this whole thing on Theros. With,
Go on.
and gods chose champions, and we were said champions of...
She almost seems offended.
Offended.
A bit
Why
jealous.
did you pick me?
Well, if you would have left, you probably would have been chosen too!
I was busy working on things. Working through things.
And,
I would have shut up if anyone had asked.
fair, but, you know, so we had to do some stuff on Theros, because Theros was in deep trouble, and, while doing that, we got blessed with gifts. Skills. Stuff.
I guess New Titans is an apt name. Alright. Whatever. Maybe I'll tell you later. I may have an idea. She
Oh?
then begins to race downstairs.
See you later!
You just ruined her whole day. With a simple girl, let me tell you.
So, as you all make your way back down to the main area, Cauldon, you notice that Sipha is moving with a little bit more vim and vigor than she was yesterday.
Yeah, because she drained me. I'm leaving that
Bow,
statement
chicka,
at that.
bow, bow.
I go find Malgan, though.
Oh, did my axe talk to me?
No. Not that you know
His
of.
axe?
You did
Does
have
his
a
axe
dream
talk to
where you dreamt the axe talking to you, but all you remember is waking up really annoyed,
Okay.
like as if someone was like talking shit.
Theravil's refreshed. Ready to
Farrah got
take
her
on
full
the
8
day.
hours.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
for
tell him
once.
next time I sharpen him, I'm gonna do it uneven.
Oh my god.
Cauldon finds Malgan in the morning, by the way.
Okay. I'm visibly annoyed.
I'm like, you're right.
I'm fine. But... Good morning.
Good morning. Do you have any,
Did
any-
you sleep
he
on the
looks
wrong side
around.
of the bed?
You're obviously annoyed, but it's fine.
We all can see it.
Yes,
Serena's
I
ner-
slept on the wrong side of the bed.
Was it something I said last night?
No, it was nothing you said last night.
Was it something I did last night? I'm so
No, it was
sorry. I
nothing.
knew I was too forward.
No, it wasn't you.
What happened?
I
Is
had a
it-
dream.
Hey,
and
hey!
the dream was
No
annoying.
hanky-panky in the Moon household!
Please.
Please.
Bolot's just like, why was Sipha leaving your room last night? That is not up for discussion.
Oh, is that a hickey?
No, she didn't actually like pierce me with teeth, right?
you,
No.
you
Yeah.
gave her the worst, like the least coolest part of vampirism. You took away the coolest part, man.
I think he gave her the coolest part. That's a really fucking dope thing. It's also extremely sad. Cauldon sits down with Malgan, and like you get sort of the same conversation you got with Seren, where he just like talks and gets to actually know you.
Okay.
And then the final thing is
When is it my turn?
he has this conversation while you're there. So like
There's a coffee table in the other room, right?
yeah, we sit down and we chat and like we get to know each other because realistically it's been nonstop action since we've met each other.
Guys,
So,
let's
like-
just go to the living room.
Yeah, Cauldon takes the time to like get to know you.
I serve tea to everybody at dinner, at the table. Here you go, Farah.
Sipha respectfully declines.
Huh, that's not like Earl Grey.
And
That's-
basically, as he's like talking and chatting with you, after he gets to know you a little bit, he goes, "Do you have any questions about the timeline?" Because there's a lot, and I understand that.
I met you guys on Tulash briefly before we went to Theros.
No. Yes. In one timeline, you did. But the timeline that is succinct and whole, no. We only met on Theros.
No, Calix brought me to Tulash.
Is that
That's
actually
where I
what
met you.
happened?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, then yes. Yeah. Yes, that is correct.
12 sessions ago.
So that
Did you see what was on
Oh.
the TV or no?
Hmm?
Did you see what was on the TV or no?
a conversation between Sean and his girlfriend.
Sorry.
That's okay. Cauldon's like, yes, that is the timeline. As far as Seren is considered, because I know you met her and she was an elk.
Wait for it.
No,
There you go.
the form you're seeing now is as Seren has always been.
Oh,
Sorry.
that's
They-
right.
Okay.
Yeah, I got to choose that, and I'm not gonna say my statement on it. I told them to just leave you as is.
I forgot there was a version of me that had horns.
Don't worry about it. You are you. And Cauldon remembers what he said, the comment he said during that, and goes, I can't say that out loud.
So, is there any questions that you have for any of us, Malgan? I know that you've just kind of been dragged along this entire time.
And
I
we
got
appreciate
to,
your
I got to know
assistance.
you a little bit, but you don't really know anything much about us.
This is true. I'm more curious about the quiet ones.
I point at Farah and Merrick. Those are-
Yeah, really.
Merrick looks like he's pensive, like he's thinking about something. And when you like address him, he just kind of like does this little head shake.
I'll get to you later then.
What do you
He
mean
has-
quiet ones?
The ones who haven't spoken to me
Oh,
much
yeah.
or at all.
I was under the
There
impression.
was no time to. There was just fighting.
I was under the impression that you were a new friend, and I was hoping that one of them would introduce me. I didn't want to intrude.
I just kind of got thrown in the mix on Theros.
You were there
Sipha?
too? And I wa-
Sipha, Malgan, Sipha. Sipha, we met Sipha as she joined us on Ravnica, and then joined us for the battle on Tulash against Chadwick. Malgan was picked up by Calix as he was one of the ones selected to be a champion of the gods.
Sipha looks at
think
Farah.
I-
Oh, so
yeah.
you
Oh, no,
were
how you knew about-
chosen.
Well, yeah, I was picked by a
Yeah.
giant grass lady. She gave me her sable.
I was picked by the
I
stars
got a
and fate
helmet.
himself.
And you had a
I missed
scroll,
that
right,
helmet.
Malgan?
I did have a scroll.
Yeah.
Was,
It was, and Merrick had a giant ass axe.
The axe was very cool.
Like, you were scary as hell during all that. But dope. Loved it.
I think I
Everything-
used Sipha at least
Oh, hey,
it
Scythe, what
seems
were we
that way.
doing? Oh, I was on Kaladesh, just doing whatever, you know, gallivanting around.
Oh yes, tell us.
Please tell me more.
Tell me more. Tell me
About
more.
Cavendish.
Did you drive a cool car?
She was in therapy for a little bit. She doesn't want to get into the specifics.
What's on Kaladesh?
What is Kaladesh?
What is Kaladesh?
Kaladesh is a plane that has a bunch of technology on it. Very smart people there. The console's not great.
Very specific.
I'm
They're
giving you the TLDR version. Do you really want to know about the life of the cauldon who lived on Kaladesh?
Apparently, their coffee smells great, though. Haven't tried it, though.
I don't know. My version of me was stuck in a lab.
Very complicated espresso machine.
Espresso?
Oh, but have you not heard? They have these fun machines that take coffee grounds and they turn them into something more complex. Again, haven't had the chance to try it, though.
Yeah, Vern has espresso. It's what gets cops going.
It's the only thing they drink.
You know?
No,
It awakens the latent psychic powers.
Yeah.
The cauldon that was on Kaladesh got locked up in a lab by the console, so I'm not a fan of them.
Is the espresso different than other planes?
She's just gonna shrug.
Oh.
I don't even know what espresso is, so it's definitely different than anything we would have here on Toxic. But we have guns.
Do you
They have
do you
guns
have
there, too.
do you have coffee?
Yeah, I know. Here?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have coffee.
It's like that but stronger.
Oh. All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
But
So you're
Since
a cop.
Oh, you didn't
Yeah.
you didn't know?
wait, I thought you were a private investigator.
Well, but I work with the cops, but I'm just like
You were a detective.
yeah.
She's a special psyops unit.
I'm a special cop.
Jasper, was there a cauldon on Vryn?
Not that was aware of her.
It's probably just some dude who worked on the majoring network.
You can see a picture of Cauldon on like one of those like I-beams eating a lunchbox with a bunch of the boys.
His job, clean them. He's just got a big ass broom.
It reminds me of like Jedi Fallen Order's opening cutscene where like the main character's he's just a scavenger dude who like
Spoiler
works.
warning.
I mean, like
for the
I was
first game from like
you know,
3
I
years
was
ago.
I was a cop for a bit, but then I got quickly promoted.
Well, that's good. You know what I
How-
did on Ravnica, though, right?
What did you do on Ravnica?
You worked with the Azorius, didn't you?
I'm part of the Azorius Guild, yes.
So you're also a cop.
Yes.
The
Oh.
long and short of it, of course.
Cop buddies.
But you're
nice.
also a cop.
Yes.
Ren hides the green pouch in deeper into her. No, I'm joking.
Y'all are cool, right? Y'all are real cool.
Y'all legally had to tell me you were cops.
You know
It's
what's funny? Cauldon lost the gift he got from Ravnica. It was the armor that fucking exploded with the bomb from
Oh.
Zimt.
That's right.
Nice.
Get fucked.
I lost that armor protecting Seren.
I love you so much.
Look, if Cauldon's no good for one thing. Also, lore-wise, Cauldon is fucking indestructible. Cauldon just cannot be killed.
You
Don't-
killed her
don't count your
once,
chicken.
you saved her once, it evened out.
Anyway.
So, wait, you said you were promoted. What was your life beforehand like then? You don't really talk about yourself back home there, Farah. So Farah, I'm not sure if you know Malkin, she's actually the youngest of all of us. You've been a
Oh.
planeswalker for only, what, a few months?
How long ago was War of the Spark?
A few
2 months ago.
2 months. So,
Like, you started
yeah.
doing that shit show.
Yeah. Yeah.
She had a very
Uh,
great day.
Right.
I've
come
only
so
been a
far. I'm so proud of you.
planeswalker for 2 months, but it seems longer than that for some
You-
reason.
Cauldon under his breath goes, "You've come so far. I'm so proud of you."
There were some
Um,
good things out of War of the Spark. I don't have to deal with Dovin anymore.
I mean, it's like I
Did he
feel
die?
like
He
it's
just
still like an open wound, but like I didn't expect to leave Rin. It kind of just happened.
Well, how did your spark ignite?
Well, my boss tried to kill me and my spark ignited, and then I
I'm
landed.
sorry, he did what?
She spits out her teeth.
All of us are just like, we all have like kind of normal, and then all of a sudden it's like, I'm sorry, your boss did what? Hell of a
It's-
promotion.
I thought you just got promoted. Why did he try to kill you?
Well,
Were you gunning for his job?
yes and no. I got assigned a case that dealt with, some risky gang, and I
He
got
behind
to.
all of it, wasn't he?
Yeah.
This has got a drama play written all over it.
And I tried to confront him about it, and then he's like, "Fuck that."
Does he have
And-
powers like you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be fun if we ever have to go back there.
Mhm.
Okay.
He also runs
Uh,
around throwing a bunch of knives.
and
Back on the plane with the Otonia.
what about the Atonia?
When you were having your spell-induced episode and you were frightened out of your mind.
It was my boss, that form.
That's rough.
Yeah.
No wonder you were so frightened.
But funny enough, I planeswalked to Ravnica.
That is a shitty place to end up.
Right?
I'll rephrase that. I look at Malgan. I'll rephrase that. It's a shitty moment to show up.
right before War of the Spark.
Oh, so you were in Ravnica for like a day or two.
Yeah, and then I heard a big boom, and the decent human being that I am wanted to check it out.
We're all doomed to die from our own curiosity.
Yep.
I'm not. I've lived like 1,000 lifetimes. I'm good.
And then all of this happened. How weird was that?
Hey, you went from getting a promotion to being killed by your boss to being chosen by a god. You've lived a good life.
Yeah.
You're really-
But
Your resume must look so much more better. I don't know what a resume is. I retract this statement.
but I have not been to Vren since, and I'm kind of scared.
Well, we have something in common then.
You don't want to go home, Sipha? Is that why you came to find me?
In a matter of speaking, yes.
Because we didn't unpack that yet. For anybody who doesn't know, Sipha came looking for me on Toxic. That's how she got caught by Cauldon, the Phyrexian version of me.
In my defense, he looked incredibly similar.
Yeah, he was still able to contain all the metal underneath. The problem was he knew the group was coming after him, which is why he didn't bother to try to hide it when you all confronted him. So
You can't go home either, Sipha.
I've been home a couple of times. It's just that
you don't want to.
something has happened since then.
Oh?
Where's home?
Is it in danger? Do you need our assistance?
Well, do you remember the item I picked up from Tulash?
No. We don't know about it.
But let's just say after our adventure on Tulash, I gained a new ability.
Is that how you restrained Audria?
Yes, in a moment of crisis.
Tulash was the cowboy plane, right?
That was Skelva.
Shit.
Tulash was the
Tulash,
elephant plane.
she got that when they defeated Brendan, the
Oh,
machine.
Yeah,
Remember how we had 2 boss fights?
Yeah,
They
yeah,
defeated
yeah,
him down below, and she
yeah.
picked up the skull.
That no one knows that.
No. Can you describe the item to us?
Well, it's I imagine it's a lot like what she points over to Merrick, what he has.
There's more than one of these fucking things? Are you kidding me?
Oh, that's a
Did Merrick not tell you anything?
Surprise.
I thought you all trusted each other.
No,
Yeah, but
it's just a
Merrick
problem.
isn't really the talkative type. To
Wait
just
a minute.
Everyone
Wait a
stares
minute.
at Merrick.
Tell us what? I just stare at him.
Hmm.
And now I assume the whole shit about the promised comes out.
Mm-mm. He doesn't remember that. At least from what I remember.
How do we explain this? It's not important. What is important is that we have these powers and I can finally free my people.
So what's happening?
So with the artifact I picked up, I realized I have a couple new abilities. Something that could give me an edge against the rulers of Lucia.
Lucia's your home plane.
Yes, I was born there about 500 years ago.
Jesus. Okay.
And now I went to go looking for Kevkin, seeing as he seemed like the smart kind of person, and me and him have been working through a strategy to see if we can take down all 5 of them.
You have 5 leaders of your plane.
Yes, it would be easy to
Told you.
explain once we get there.
Anything we should know about your plane before we go?
Don't eat or drink anything without my say-so.
That I am gonna go to the kitchen and we're gonna pack supplies.
Sounds like a
Oh
good
shit,
idea.
Rosie! I'll be right back, unless you all want to come with me.
Wait, what?
I had Rosine make a gift for Merrick and I.
Oh.
We go outside and see Rosine.
She is asleep on top of an anvil, snoring quite loudly.
How is the shield? How complete is the shield?
Oh, it's done.
She's like
She's
drooling on top
out.
of it.
Can I please go out the window so I can get to the forge faster? I like to think that Cauldon, you all see that Cauldon has the same thing that he's always had that I've described. He has this crystal gauntlet, and he looks out the window and flashes out his hand, and an echo appears. And then he swaps places with it. So the echo's just sitting in a seat, looking at all of you, and Cauldon's outside the window.
Saran will stay inside.
Hello, Cauldon.
And as I get 30 feet away, it just disappears waving at you.
So does anyone have any other mind-blowing revelations that should be bleedingly obvious amongst friends before we leave?
Cauldon will reveal one as he comes back in, but Cauldon comes back in, and he's got 2 things. He's got a pair of like sharpened metal claws that seem to be like gauntlets, and he hands them to Merrick. And when Merrick slips them on, Cauldon tells him to like partially transform into a werewolf. And as he does, the claws actually change shape with him, and now he's got these like metal claws that he's wearing on top of his normal ones. The second thing is a armored sleeve and a whole suit of full plate that Cauldon like starts putting on. So he looks very regal and knight-like.
Just echo swap into it, you ass. We
That's
ain't got
not
time
how
for
that works.
We ain't got time for this. It's like a 10-minute Don Doff ordeal.
So he puts on the armor, and the last thing he slides on is this arm brace that he had Rosine make for him. And Rosine being Rosine, there's a giant. The only person who could read this is Malgan. There's 2 giant dwarven runes on it. They're just the letters RM. Rosine Moon. She marked her work.
Nice.
And Cauldon goes, I gave her the designs of the shield from Zimt. And when he flicks out his arm, the entire arm brace constructs into a shield.
Oh, I missed that shield.
He's
And
created
then
a suit.
as Cauldon flicks out his other hand, the paradox, I'm renaming it the time stream, forms into a full sword. And Cauldon's
Hell
like
yeah.
back to his knightly self, and he goes, Feels good to be back. And then it reforms into it reforms into 2 gauntlets, and he goes, that is both cool and very dorky, and I'm aware of this.
Very convenient. All right, I can't say I'm inside. I say
Oh, Cauldon came back in.
Oh, cool. Very convenient.
So
Where's the open window?
I got you.
Thank you.
I do want to ask Sipha. Have you came to perish since you've gained that item?
I don't know what you mean.
Have you fallen unconscious due to damage?
Oh no, I never get in fights. I can't win.
Then be wary.
Of what?
Has she seen Merrick?
She sees him right now.
Well, I mean, like, has she seen him when he's turned into the Etonia?
No.
Only the 4 of us have.
Take heed in those objects. There is a curse upon them.
Well, I mean, yes, there's a curse upon them, but it's also...
If you fall, you will lose yourself to a demon. And that will rain nothing but destruction about you. We have seen it. And I don't know what kind of form yours will take. But continue to do what you are doing. Do not get in any fights that you may lose.
Well, with all of you around, I don't think I will.
We'll make sure of it.
It happens when you least expect it. But yeah.
So, are we ready to go? You said your
Absolutely.
goodbyes and everything, and
Yep, I say goodbye to Mom, Dad, Bolot, Atria, Holmes, Rosine, Clara, and
Erling.
Erling. And then I'm like, all right, I'm ready to roll out. They would all hug all of them, by the way. My family's a family of huggers, and they would hug all of you.
Malgan, you got one last chance to riz up his sister.
Please don't riz up my sister.
No promises. It keeps happening on accident.
If it happens on accident, Cauldon approves. If it happens on purpose, then I'll be pissed.
So I cast Charm Person.
See see, counterspell.
Joke.
I was about to say,
I don't have it.
I was about to say, you know what the best part is? You start to cast and Cauldon just goes snap, and your spell fizzles, and you go, when the fuck did you learn that? I just look and go, I've been watching the best.
Aww.
It's okay. If I needed to play with someone's emotions, I'd talk to Sipha.
Oh, she's great at it.
Do we join hands?
Sure.
Very
Ooh,
That-
well.
Cauldon's
Oh,
time. Cauldon's planeswalk is different.
Let's go.
I would say goodbye to the family and then say to the mom, let me know when you're cooking again.
She
Do
gives you
own-
a wave and a smile.
Do you own any diamonds worth 300 gold?
What?
We saved your timeline. Do you have any diamonds?
Rosine, do you have any spare diamonds sitting around?
Oh yeah, just in the back. I wasn't using them.
You're
All
waiting
right, I'm
for it.
taking one. I'll pay it back later.
Absolute
I
sarcasm.
toss you a diamond worth 300 GP. It's actually worth 301 GP.
Wait,
So this way I can get a little damage and you're still
Good
The
good.
lord.
face came out. I'm just like, I want a diamond, right? It's
she
like,
was kidding.
What?
She was absolutely kidding.
I was absolutely
I know.
kidding.
I know.
So,
Oh my god.
Yeah, so we Cauldon's planeswalk is different. When he planeswalks away, there is an image of a clock with 3 hands pointing in different directions burned into the ground.
Hell yeah. I
And
just
for the
turned
first
into
time-
Stardust.
For the first time ever, Cauldon's Blind Eternities is just nothing and everything all at once.
it's like one of those it's like the Marvel logo with all like the superhero cutscenes in it.
Well, it's more so like the way I think about it now is Cauldon actually hits some patches. Like, because originally the way we explained it is that Cauldon's planeswalk is like a mirrored reality where he sees all of the different Cauldons going on at the same time. But now he planeswalks and just one random Cauldon is shown to him. because nothing's fractured anymore. It's all together.
All right, so as you all begin to planeswalk, I need everyone to make a wisdom saving throw with advantage.
Oh, shit.
Are they counted as within 10 feet of me?
Yes.
All of you add +3 to this roll.
Good.
Mm.
With advantage, you said? I am proficient at wisdom saving throws. That wasn't high enough, was it? It's a grand total of 23 for me.
Damn.
I have a 27.
My thing
Apparently.
is loading.
Farrah's got a 14.
14.
Damn.
So if it gets a 22, right?
That's I was rolling for Merrick.
Oh, okay.
Merrick's got a 22.
I mean, that's good.
Damn.
Soren's got a 31. She's just like, Cauldon, are you helping? I don't need to help you.
Wait, plus 10? Just
I'm pretty great.
how do you have a plus 10?
Wait, how the
I'm pretty
fuck do you have a
great.
plus?
I don't know. I'm pretty great.
Oh my
though.
god, the Stone of Good Luck plus 4 wisdom plus 4 proficiency.
Oh,
She knew exactly how she had split death.
If anyone ever tells you don't stick your hand in the hole where there's a shiny thing, do it anyway. Usually you'll get good shit. Yeah, you might get like a burn mark. By the way, with this form with Seren, she has the giant ass burn mark that goes up to her forearm from the slime. In the
Here's
fucking
my
hole
problem.
again.
Here's my problem. The last time we did that, Dreamy got attacked by an ooze.
I knew
Yeah.
it was gonna happen. Why do you think I made Dreamy go first when
I
he
have
was
attacked-
smiling?
I have attacked Danny as
Yeah,
a
but
player.
Dreamy is also curious and stupid.
Exactly, which is why she went first. You might lose your hand.
I
See-
miss Dreamy.
We'll be back. Dreamy's in the sequel. Anyway.
Yay!
So as you all find purchase, landing on solid ground, the first thing to hit you is the smell. It's musty wherever you've landed.
Wait, where are we planeswalking to again?
Lucia. Sipha's
Lucia.
home plane.
Ah.
we offered to help. I
Much
don't
like the
remember
rest of the
what-
new Titans.
Here.
I don't
No
remember
rest.
what. I don't remember. Can someone give me the patch notes again? Because my brain dipped for a few seconds. Oh, what is wrong with her place, and why are we coming?
We don't know, actually. The only thing
Okay.
that she told us is do not. So she wants to
Do
defeat
not
the
eat
5
or drink.
people who rule her plane, and that do not eat or drink anything without her express say so.
Perfect. Okay, got it.
So
Or a
you all...
fail.
Huh?
Did Farah's 14 fail?
No, you all were just fine.
Did
So,
Farah only pass because of me?
no,
Okay. Good.
this time.
Good. I do not
This
want to be a linchpin.
What's the point of having a 31 if it just barely passes?
26 on over the DC. The flex.
Yeah, I'm pretty cool.
DC was fucking 5?
This time.
Oh,
gonna double
no.
every
This
time.
time, oh jeez.
No one leave the plane unless you have to.
Nom 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 nom.
So,
Oh, we're in a random ass
I had
warehouse
you
something
again.
in Ravnik, though. Kidding.
as you all land, the first thing that hits your nose is the smell of must. As you're in some sort of, looks like a basement. It's really dry in here.
Sipha, where the fuck are we?
Oh, just one of my hideouts. I was hoping that my friends would be here, but it seems they left us a note. You see her pick up this piece of paper written in what seems like weird symbols on the table. Oh, good. At least they got out of time.
I'm gonna start dusting.
With the prestidigitation.
Is it dark in here?
No.
Okay, good.
It seems like there's like a little bit of like orangish, pinkish light coming through the windows in the top of the roof, near the top of the roof. It seems you're in some sort of basement.
So you have multiple hideouts.
I've been working at this for a long time, and I just haven't had the
Sure.
ability to do it. Anyway, this is a basement in Lucia, one of the hideouts where I've been hiding out.
What are you hiding from?
Does anyone have a feeling or an image in their mind that every time we planeswalk, it's just like dragon tails when they grab the stone?
I wish with all my heart to fly with dragons in a land apart.
Sorry.
I'm lost.
I was thinking to what she started off in saying, and I wish I fart.
Oh my
I wish I fart.
Just rip the loudest ass.
I could tell you what this is all about, but it's easier to show you. But if I want to show you, I'm going to need
Well,
to...
show and tell. Come on, let's go. She says.
Yeah, she
We
reaches...
hear Skrillex from the other
She
room.
reaches for her rings, and she, for the first time, starts pulling them off, one by one, setting them on the table. As she does this, her image seems to warble and morph.
She was wearing rings of like disguise self.
Yes.
Let me
couple of
see
them.
the baby. I want to see what she looks like.
What touched me last night?
Oh my god, it's like that. It's like that one Love, Death, and Robots episode.
As the
There's a
image
lot of those
solidifies
The one where
back
she turns into a
into
giant spider monster.
her real form, and she sets down all 5 of these rings, you see.
Oh,
This.
mommy.
I knew
Oh,
it.
she's a punk rocker.
Oh, I love her. Look at her. I'm in love with her.
Oh,
I mean, you looked fine either way. Why the
stream
ring?
does not have roll 20, by the way.
Nah.
Nah,
Fix
that's
that.
fine.
Now it do.
Hey.
Well, I would go around all the multiverse dressing like this, but when most planes haven't even discovered radios, it's kind of difficult to remain conspicuous.
You have that kind of advanced technology on your plane.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's going on here? Why do you need our help?
Put the rings on and we can walk and talk.
The rings are. Did you make punk rock versions of us? Are we about to see thrift store versions of
I
Malkin
didn't,
Cauldon?
but next session, please, go
Oh.
crazy.
Absolutely. Cauldon has painted fingernails out the wazoo. Cauldon will slip on one of these rings.
Seren's gonna look so fucking hot, you guys.
I'm gonna work on that as
So
we
they are just
speak.
punk rock rings.
Are they just outfit rings, or do they like change what we look like in general? Like, do we turn into people? Like
While you
humans?
were wearing them and not unconscious, you have the effect of, you can cast the effect of the disguise self spell.
Permanently?
Permanently, as well as you're wearing the ring and you're not unconscious or under the effect of a moonbeam, etc., etc.
Welp.
Get that moonbeam. Blast her.
So, after that, Sipha opens the door, and you hear now music, and you see buildings, several dozen stories high. As soon as you all, like, assume your forms, various in nature.
I can't imagine a punk rock Malcolm.
Just Google Shadowrun Dwarf.
What? Shadowrun?
Shadowrun.
I like this look of Sipha.
It's so fucking pretty. I love her.
By the way,
Did we all change looks?
Yes,
Yeah,
we all
yeah.
look punk rock now. I am designing punk rock Cauldon as we speak.
Wait. Oh, I want to do that. Hold on.
it is 10:34. It is a bit early for us to be ending the session, however.
No. We can continue. I'm just also working on this.
So,
I'm fully paying attention.
As you all make your way outside, you see buildings, several dozens of stories high in the sky, lined with lights. Lined heavily enough that you can't actually see the starlight for the one of you that concerns. On the one horizon, you see that it's, if you had to gauge a time of day, it's around right after sunset. So it's pretty dimly lit on these street corners. You see the streets lined with people dressed in all various types of fashions. All very contemporary. If I had to give a term to it, I'd say almost like the mid to late 90s. Sipha then goes on to say, "Welcome to Lucia, grand center of everything terrible in my life."
It can't be that. Holy shit. I've not seen this much black light in my life.
Almost overwhelming. The amount of sounds you hear. You hear in the distance there is like just hollering, hooping, and music on every street corner.
Oof.
People seem to all be having a very good time. You see on a couple posters a couple individuals. You see silhouettes of these individuals, and they have the subtitle "The Famed Five" on them.
Do you have a picture of that?
They seem to rotate around in a slideshow.
It's so lively. Is there a festival happening right now?
All the time.
I can understand why you would hate this. This is pretty extreme.
Yeah. So, I'll explain on the way. Lucia is caught under something called the Vibe. It's basically this really old spell that compels everyone to have a real good time. You're near me. I'm trying to suppress everything as best I can, but it is going to get taxing if I keep going after a while.
My time powers might be able to help them resist somewhat if you want to give us a try.
No, it's fine. I can keep it up for now, at least until we get to the secondary hideout. She seems to now dip into an alleyway as you're walking. Something smells really good as you turn away from this street corner, and you see from across the street there's someone with seems to be someone at this sort of what looks like a hot table, preparing some sort of fish.
You said it's nighttime, right?
Afternoon. Yes. After night. Hood up.
Puts on hood.
The hood's back.
Because her eyes are sensitive to the sun. Wait. Oh my god, this is the late 90s. Can I, with my outfit, get the effects of sunglasses?
Why the fuck not?
Yeah!
Illusory sunglasses.
Someone's wearing sunglasses!
So as you pass through, you keep seeing the same sort of images everywhere with subtitles. Like, for example, one that's titled The Master of Facade. One, The Master of Curio.
We don't see their faces. Is he a fucking pixie?
He's a fucking butterfly pixie. Oh.
The Master of Fortune.
I'm gonna have to fight.
Ooh.
That's the person I'm gonna have to fight.
Look at him.
The big dude.
Is that a coin he has in his hand? That means he has money. Let's go talk to him.
He's called the Master of Fortune.
Oh, yeah.
The Master of the Rave.
Master of
It's
Rays?
just Skrillex. I see that hauntingly
Oh
green
my
glow,
god,
and
we're
I
gonna
just
have
go.
to fight Skrillex in an EDM battle.
I go. If I literally have to fight Phyrexians on the second plane, I'm gonna shit myself.
Oh no. And then finally, the last one you see is the Master of Ceremony.
Why is he kicking?
Oh
Who is
boy.
that? Look
Also,
at the arm tattoos.
notice
the wrist
something.
tattoos.
You're not gonna get away from that. That each of them is a monocolor.
Yeah,
Oh, fuck, wait.
that wasn't not on purpose.
But one's pink.
I assume that she's white.
Oh, okay. I'm dumb.
No, like she's definitely pink in color, but I assume that her color representation is white.
Yeah.
It worked better with, well, maybe you'll see. Anyway, as you pass by these billboards and you see these sight and sounds of this, what would qualify as a sensory overload of the worst extent? You eventually dip into an alleyway after Sipha, and she knocks on what seems to be like a piece of brick wall a couple of times before it seems to slide away. Ooh, it's dark. And you end up in another location. Grab everyone. Paste everyone.
Isn't copy and paste the best fucking tool ever made?
Copy and paste is the best fucking tool ever made.
Do you ever look at characters and you're like, man, I want a friend to cosplay this character?
Is that an enemy?
So you see the person who opened the door for you. This person dressed in white.
Oh my god.
Clive,
There's vehicles on
we
this
have
plane.
company. You hear a man slide out from underneath what seems to be a wheeled cart. You see him drop a couple of tools, and he walks up, wiping off the grease from his hands. Oh, great, new faces. They're not, vibed yet, are they? No, I took care of that. Guys, this is Clive, and this is Yen.
Nice to meet ya.
Yen
Pleasure
gives
to
a
meet you.
nod.
Cauldon.
My name is Soren. Pleasure to meet your acquaintance.
Clive, mind telling me where Kefkin is? We have to talk.
Kefkin's here?
Kefkin's here!
Oh, yeah, about that, Siphy. About what, Clive? Well, let's just say we didn't move to the safe house out of the board of the wallpaper. Barnes got at us, and he was misplaced in the ruckus. What do you mean
Barnes?
misplaced? Oh, you know Barnes, just, ringleader of thugs around these parts.
Oh boy.
Master of fortune.
Ah. So now we have a name. Got it.
Clive,
What
where
is he?
How do you mean? How do you mean?
Cauldon's asking for like race and abilities, if anything.
He's a big meathead, runs all the gambling and racing rings around this place. Used to be part of his crew before, a split.
He's kind of cute.
Who?
Clive. He's kind of cute.
Cauldon thinks in the back of his head, big meathead. I'm gonna have to fight this as an idiot. It's gonna specifically have to be Cauldon to fight this asshole.
Nah, he's a friend.
Barnes isn't. Barnes is one of the people that Sipha wants to take down.
Oh yeah, no, we gotta kill bars. Oh yeah, it's so adorable.
Yen just sits down, flipping the chair backwards to kind of just, observe you.
Well, we don't know much of what's going on, but we're here and happy to help Sipha.
New plan. Since
We're gonna go help Kefkin.
wherever he is, he can't have gotten far. I don't think he would planeswalk. If he could.
You think he's been taken and captured?
It's not really how they do things here.
Do you think they've perished him?
I think wherever he is, he's having the time of his life. And we gotta go ruin his parade.
Oh no, he's caught the vibe.
He's caught in the vibe.
That's what you're calling it, right? It's called the vibe.
Yeah.
I'm not hip and with these new keywords.
Wait, you're saying that he's, as my people would say, lost in the sauce?
Cauldon, lock the door.
I lock the door.
Take a seat.
Me?
All of you.
Or all of us?
Lost
Okay.
in the sauce.
She brushes away the playing
Wait,
cards on the
turns
table.
into a jersey with a lost in the sauce. Oh, we gotta go help him. We gotta go find him.
I'm currently designing punk rock cauldon, and I don't know if he actually has white in his outfit anymore. But
Oof.
yes, he does.
So, I should probably explain. For my whole life, and for as far as anyone can remember, the plane has been, well, Lucia has been at a party, so to speak, for centuries. Although if you ask anyone, they'll tell you that the party just started. It's as if they are magically compelled to,
Rock and or roll.
revel in the times.
Done.
And it's always after sundown because my father's in charge of all this.
Daddy issues.
Oh.
Oh boy. Okay, which one's your dad?
You need to know which one not to flirt with.
He's the master of ceremony.
Now I know you're a partial. Is he a full or is he something different?
Is he a vampire? Don't do this to me, bro. Is he a vampire?
Let's just say my mom didn't make it through me.
So sorry.
It's whatever, it was 400 years ago.
You're older than me.
Yeah. Anyway, if we want to take him down, we have to take down everyone else beneath him. Because the way the vibe works is that it channels all through him, and he gives it out the power to the four most famous people on Lucia. Of course, he's the only one who hasn't ever changed positions. Currently, it's Barnes and his gang of gamblers. It's Plex and their museum. She has air quotes around that.
Museum.
It's Felicia and her posse. And at this, Yen just kind of seems to grip the chair a bit tighter with a grimace. And then there's... I actually don't know the name of the new guy. Has there been any news about him yet, Clive? Oh yeah, goes around. He's seems to have replaced the previous rave master. He's this apparently new DJ on the scene. No one's seen his face.
Good to know.
Well, the goal is we find Kafkin, we take down the famed five, and then we can liberate this plane from this never-ending party. And then people can actually decide for themselves what they want to do with their lives.
They have everyone under influence of a strong charm spell.
Yes, and as long as the famed five exists, so does the spell.
Hmm.
It's the getting to them that's the hard part.
How long have your people been entranced by this?
It was going on before I was around.
Yes. Absolutely. We'll help free your people.
Now, you know Kefkin better than I do. If he was going to go anywhere for a party, where would he end up?
Library.
A college, perhaps.
Don't have either of those here. Not really.
A place of learning. A place of history. What's the most
Museum?
historical place
It's a museum.
that you could have a party? A museum, yes, would be a good point.
Alright. Although, usually, the master...
Or I look at Seren and I laugh and I go, maybe a jail cell.
Oh,
would be
LMAO.
He would be so upset if they took his books again. His books. I hope he still has a hold of them.
We could try looking into see if he's made it into Plex's group of snobbish museum goers. But those parties usually invite only, and I think we're short about few invites. Any ideas?
Anywhere we can get invites?
Well, there are a couple of ways. Get one of the other famed five to sponsor you,
Okay.
or do something so magnanimous it brands you in history as a really cool dude.
How does one earn these favors? In trials?
Yes. A lot of people end up getting fame on Barnes's racetracks, although I don't think any of you has been behind a wheel of one of those. She points across the room to this. It looks like a death race machine on 4 wheels.
Oh,
Cauldon has proficiency with land vehicles. Cauldon knows how to drive a car.
Oh,
Oh
my.
my god.
Clive kind of like walks over to you and puts her shoulder. This isn't just a car. She's a beaut.
Oh.
I'd be willing to try.
Does Vren have cars?
I think Vern probably has
I
cars.
know they have
We don't
elevators.
know.
Yeah, we need a Vryn set to come the hell out. I want one so bad. I'm strapped.
We need to ask a magic expert, someone who's been around for 500 years of magic. Hey, what are your opinions on cars on Scalva? We'll give that answer and put it into Shanable.
What's your opinion on cars on Vryn? Are there cars? And you're like, what's a car?
Either way, I imagine that Ferris drives like a 16-year-old girl. I don't know why.
I mean, fair.
Nervous. Holy shit. All right. Well, we've done many splendors before. Maybe we should enter one of these trials. It would be unfortunate if everything is run by these overall of people, if we were to get caught at one of their big events, it would be much harder to get around unseen.
And get one of us to like them, then, stab them in the back when it's convenient.
Exactly.
What kind of super impressive event are we talking about in order to...
I do not wish to race those metal calves.
Oh yeah, there's about an 80% chance it get you killed.
Mm.
Maybe closer to 90.
I like my
Really?
chances.
They look very fast. What other kind of events do they have? Is there one for each of the 5? And who do we want to? Who is the most likely to sponsor without looking? Who is the most superficial, and may not care about looking too deep into us because we do not have identities here?
It would be Felicia, but Sipha glances over at Yen. I don't think that's negotiable.
What happened with her?
So you know how I was mentioning, she looks to Felicia, or she looks to Yen, and Yen kind of just like nods behind a pair of stern eyebrows. Felicia has a policy of core behind her. Being a core herself, she likes when everything matches up really nicely. However, she's not a big fan of people speaking for her, or speaking around her when she's talking. So, Clive seems to get visible income. And then Clive continues. Basically, she had everyone in her policy drink a potion that made them mute. Melted their vocal cords.
Okay.
Oh, that's the level that we're dealing with here. Huh.
Big question. The fuck?
You said you would help me fight bad people. These are bad people.
No,
Yeah.
absolutely.
No
Fair enough.
shit.
Except for... What did you say about the Master of the Rave? How new is he? Does he seem okay?
Hefkin is master of the rave. I was gonna take it off and it's gonna be him.
He seems new. He seems to be having a good time, but I don't know if he was what I'd call evil. I think you just like some music.
Let's go to a rave.
Music is a good linking between many types of people. I think that is something that even if we don't, our background is foggy, we can at least relate to a music.
Yeah, everyone
I
likes
think we should
music.
go.
But like, I don't know how your opinion on art or gambling or death racing or fashion
Gambling,
or
says Danny.
Mm-hmm.
whatever Sipha's dear old dad's into.
What is your dad into?
Let's just say he likes the power of it. Being the most famous person on a single plane gives you a lot of leeway. It's all his big personal playground.
He must come down.
And if we tried to fight him now, he would be way too powerful. So, we gotta start somewhere. So, death racing, getting some museum invites, going to a party. Or, you know, maybe we could just try to storm the front, see how that goes.
There is always the option of sneaking in at night.
Girlie, I don't think you're getting here. Clive kind of looks to you. It's always nighttime on Lucia. It's
I
the
look up
plane
at
of
her.
eternal twilight.
I look up at the sun.
It hasn't moved.
Oh my god, I'm gonna be wearing sunglasses forever.
I will say it is like right after sunset, where the sun is dipped below the horizon line, but the sky is still hued with those blues and purples.
So I guess the question I have is, do our weapons still work here?
I try to form the perilous.
My staff.
Easily.
Okay. Well, all right, and then I turn it back into. It actually turns into like a just a glove, just like a feathered glove, not feathered, like a leather glove. And my shield has taken on the same shape on the other hand. Like, oh Jesus Christ!
Fucking Chris Angel Cauldon.
Chris
I
Angel
just
Light
sent.
Freak.
I just sent the. Oh, sorry. I injured my finger earlier, and I just moved my seat up, and I hurt my finger doing it. Oh, I'm fine.
You slammed
I'm
it
fine.
in a U-Haul or something like that, right?
Yep, it looks gnarly.
You're gonna need to go to the doctor
That's
soon,
like the
bro.
second worst finger
No, I'll
injury
be
I've heard
alright.
about this week.
Oh yeah.
If it starts turning blue, go to the doctor.
I uploaded Cauldon's punk rock form in the chat. You'll see
Nice.
that next week, folks.
Can't wait.
Next game, we're gonna have like customized little tokens. It's gonna be fun.
I like my outfit.
And Merrick isn't gonna know.
Just no
No,
fucking
he's
tell.
gonna-
We'll fill
Nope,
it in.
just
No,
don't.
he's
Nope,
gonna
just
know.
don't say anything.
He's probably watching the stream right now. Merrick, back me up here. You're watching, right, buddy? Don't let the blow blind one on you. It's like when someone falls asleep at a party and the dick gets drawn on their face.
So
Don't know.
Jesus Christ, these people are awful. What would be the easiest way for us to slip in?
Well, maybe we can use the new master's inexperience and maybe get a backstage pass, as it were.
All right,
Sounds like the
do it.
path of least resistance. No one has to get in a death race or anything, and no one has to be around Felicia for longer than they have to.
What's the likeliness of us being in a fight?
As long as we play our cards right, not at all. Up until the very end.
Whoa.
That's good. That means we just need to play this safe and play with people's favors.
Yeah, maybe we can, maybe a few assassinations along the way, but nothing you and Yen can't handle. She points to Farah.
I wave.
She's like, yeah, you can kill her.
So,
I could kill somebody and no one would even know it.
So,
What?
go,
What did I?
Let's not.
go team with Operation, Do we need like a team name or like an operation name?
Yes, we do.
Titans go.
I'm feeling something a little bit more topical. How about Operation Sunrise?
I was thinking Sunbreaker.
Operation Sunbreak.
Oh, Operation Daybreak.
Oh, Daybreak. Oh, yeah.
That has to be what it is. Operation Daybreak.
That's something
Yeah,
we can all
call the ghost
post to in our letter.
Sunbreaker. And everybody goes like sunlight. Oh, Daybreak. Ah.
No sleep till Brooklyn.
All right, you know what? That's a good one.
Big
That's a
upwards
good one.
opportunity to make Sipha's crew the Beastie Boys.
Oh my god.
But I think we'll end the session for tonight.
Okay.
It was a lot of fun roleplay today.
We'll pick up
Yeah.
next session here, where we go find out the Master of Rave's disposition. Maybe he's really chill. Maybe he's not.
If it opens up and it's fucking Kefkin, I'm gonna be so upset.
I
kept the
fully living out-
lore, and now
I
you
am
just
living
keep the beat.
I am living out for DJ Kefkin.
Oh my god.
He's living out his dreams.
DJ Kefkin.
He can meet you at any bar mitzvah party. He'll be there. The traveling.
He
DJ.
was dropping the lore, and now he's dropping the bass.
Did you just imply that Kefkin's Jewish? Because he shows up at bar mitzvah? What? I mean, maybe.
Operation.
Nah, he's just a DJ who gets money wherever he can.
That's fair.
Party time. He's like, oh, party, let's go. It's like that one guy. All I can imagine is that guy from Transylvania.
He's the bar
The
mitzvah
traveling DJ.
Oh dear God!
Yeah,
All
they're
right,
just normal DJs.
we need to raid into somebody.
Yes, who do we raid?
Unts.
Operation.
So we have Total Party Kiss,
Noise.
the Pocket Dragon Pub.
Give me a T, J, I, A. Oh
What?
my god.
I'm just like waiting for him to rip off the helmet, and he's like sweaty and sexy, and his hair.
If you
is like,
could play Riverdance and popcorn, you could TJ a bar mitzvah or bar mitzvah.
You know what I'm gonna do now?
What?
What's that?
Raid Gods of Blunder?
No.
Or,
Okay.
What do you guys suggest?
Let's. I don't know. We've got Blaze Gamer. We've got Total Party Kiss.
You know, we haven't raided...
Total Party Kiss is called. It's episode 49. It's just called The Echoes. So I choose them.
That seems like a good place to leave off on. We'll see y'all next week. Next
Bye
week.
everybody.
Might be a little bit in between then. Next session, if everything goes right, should be May 14th?
May 14th, yes. As in next
Yeah.
week is Commander Subclass with Oathbreaker.
Let's go.
ooh.
So come watch me
Oathbreaker.
play a 60 card format with a couple friends. I won't reveal those guests. You're going to have to tune in, find out. And also, tomorrow is going to start our giveaway of the Call for Backup Precon. So stay tuned for that.
See everybody. Bye-bye. Mwah.
Bye.
Bye.